With the invention of microscope, we now know that there are a large number of organisms around us that are made up of only one cell. So, on the basis of the number of cells, organisms are divided into two types: unicellular organism and multicellular organism. Unicellular organism, they are organisms that are having only one cell, and this single cell is capable of performing all the functions like digestion, excretion, respiration, etc. Example of unicellular organisms are amoeba and paramecium. Now, multicellular organism, as the name suggests, multi means many, and these organisms have a large number of cells. They are made up of a large number of cells, and these cells are grouped together to perform different functions in the body. And this group of cells will join together to form tissues. The tissues will form organs, and the organs will form organ systems, and these organ systems will perform the various functions in the body. Example, fungi, plants, animals, etc. In a multicellular organism, which is having different organs for carrying out different functions, are the shape of all the cells the same? No. There are different cells which are having different shapes. For example, a white blood cell in human blood is a single cell which can change its shape, and the nerve cells which receive and transfer messages are very long. There are some other cells which may be round, spherical, or elongated. So, the shape and the size of the cell will differ according to the kind of function they perform. Now, all the cells have certain kind of cell organelles that will help them to perform the different type of functions, like mitochondria for respiration, and many other cell organelles which we will be studying now. But do all the cells have all these type of cell organelles? No. Last year itself we studied about two type of cells based on the presence or absence of cell organelles: the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Now let us see the difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotic organisms lack a nuclear membrane. That means they do not have a nuclear membrane, while eukaryotic organisms have a nuclear membrane. Now, what is a nuclear membrane? The nucleus that is seen in the center of the cell is separated from the cytoplasm by a membrane that is called as a nuclear membrane, which is not present in prokaryotes. In prokaryotes, nucleolus is also absent. The nucleolus is a small spherical body that is seen in the nucleus, and it is absent in prokaryotes while it is present in eukaryotes. Next, chromosomes. Prokaryotes usually have only one chromosome, while in eukaryotes they may have either a single chromosome or many chromosomes. What are chromosomes? Chromosomes are thread-like structures that are present in the nucleus, and these thread-like structures carry genes which help in inheritance or transfer of characters from the parents to offspring. Next, in prokaryotes there are no membrane-bound cell organelles, while in eukaryotes membrane-bound cell organelles are present. What are cell organelles? Now, as we know, many different functions have to be carried out by the cell, and each cell organelle will perform a specific function, such as making new material for cell, cleaning up waste material from the cell, etc. And in prokaryotes, there are no membrane-bound cell organelles, while in eukaryotes, there are membrane-bound cell organelles. We will study more about cell organelles in the coming classes. Now, what are the examples of prokaryotes? Examples are bacteria, blue-green algae, etc. And eukaryotes, fungi, plant cells, animal cells. If we observe the cell under a microscope, we can see three features that are similar in almost every cell. An outermost covering of the cell, that is called as the plasma membrane. Then a spherical body that can be seen in the middle of the cell, that is called as the nucleus. In between the plasma membrane and the nucleus, a jelly-like substance that is called as the cytoplasm. Now, you can see many other small structures in the cytoplasm. What are these structures? In last class, we studied about unicellular and multicellular organism. In a multicellular organism, there is a division of labor. This means that different parts of the organism perform different functions. The human body has a heart that will pump blood, a stomach which will digest food, and so on. Just like that, in a single cell also, you can see many different components, and these components are called as cell organelles. Each cell organelle will perform a special function. Some of them will make new materials for the cell, some of them will clean the waste material from the cell, and so on. A cell is able to live and perform all the functions because of these organelles. In the coming classes, we will study about the plasma membrane, nucleus, and the various cell organelles. Now, let us study about the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is the outermost covering of the cell. It is present both in plant and animal cells. It is the outermost covering of the cell. It separates the content of the cell from the external environment. The plasma membrane will separate the contents of the cell from the surroundings. It will allow the entry and exit of materials in and out of the cell. At the same time, it will prevent the entry of some other materials also. So it will allow the entry of materials that are necessary to the cell. What are the materials that are necessary to the cell? Oxygen and water are necessary for the cell, and they have to enter into the cell. At the same time, the carbon dioxide that is present inside the cell will have to move outside. So it will allow the entry and exit of only materials that are necessary to the cell, and it will prevent the entry of other substances. So the plasma membrane is said to be selectively permeable membrane. The plasma membrane is made up of proteins and lipids, and it is flexible. Now, this flexibility of the cell membrane will allow unicellular organisms like amoeba to form pseudopodia or false foot. And the false foot or pseudopodia helps in the movement of amoeba from one place to another place. It also allows amoeba to capture food. So it is the flexibility of this plasma membrane that helps it to do.